If it's bull or bear, I don't care. It's quite a rough ride, just like life. But I'm kinda patient, 'cause only time will tell. It's gonna go up, so you better stay calm. And crow your coins, you gotta crow your coins. Crow your coins, crow your coins. Crow your coins, you gotta crow your coins. Crow your coins, crow your coins. Crow your coins, you gotta crow your coins. Crow your coins, crow your coins. Crow your coins, you gotta crow your coins.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Sorry it's been a while. This is the Crypto Crow. I have had an insanely busy week, and I wanted to do a video that's a little more helpful to newcomers in preparation for Chainwise, which is coming up in just 8 days. I cannot believe that it's happening, but it is. So for those of you that are not familiar, chainwise.us tickets are available. You'll also be able to get them at the door. 8 days, 5 hours, bunch of speakers. Look, I'm going to tell you guys straight up. Here's the schedule. It's all right there on the homepage. You don't have to go digging for much of anything. I'm going to tell everybody straight up. It's been difficult to get companies involved in this. I think it's because there's not a lot of flash and trash. I don't know exactly what. I don't know if it's because I tried to do something that would truly benefit the space and the crypto companies associated with it. And to be quite frank, I think there are going to be a lot of people. The marketing is starting to ramp up. Things are starting to happen. It's cool. I'm happy. We'll see how it all comes together. But realistically, the companies really dropped the ball. So we'll have to see what ends up happening over the next 8 days. I think in the grand scheme of things, it's really going to be about the video. It's going to be about the content, the lectures, all of that stuff that people are going to see. So we'll see what happens. But this video is really about just kind of letting people know about dollar cost averaging. If we're looking at, I actually don't have my trading view. I've been using this recently. Bitcoin's price has been pretty volatile lately, which to me is a really good sign. I'm starting to think that things are going to be turning around here. And maybe already have. And if I look at like my favorite picks, the coins that I've been watching, Matrix AI is up almost 68% over the last week. Ontology, almost 54%. Neo, look what this Ontology up almost 54% over Neo's 49.7. I told you. It's way too early to say I told you so, but I said in a previous video, if you're here all the time, you'll know I said, hey, I think Ontology is going to climb and catch up and overall outperform Neo. So we'll see. But this is so sad, but the only token that is not in the green right now over the last week is Celsius, which is like, gosh, come on, what do you have to do? I saw Alex Mashinsky real quick. I saw he posted this. He's got some crows on here letting me know. I just love this man. I do. I just love him. He's so cool. He's funny. He's just warm, and he's just like an overall great dude. And the whole point of that is if you use the promo code LTC, I guess you'll get $10 in Litecoin when you sign up. The picture's cut off, Alex. So I assume you use the promo code and you get $10 in free Litecoin. So check that out. And so here we go. So basically what this is all about is if you're thinking about getting into Bitcoin, or you're thinking about buying Bitcoin or other altcoins, for that matter, obviously you can go to Crow's Nest X and set up your account. If you're not familiar, you go to crowsnestx.com. You can scroll down. There's even a guide right here. So you click this and it will open up a guide on how to create your account. And it's pretty simple to set up, but it takes time in that, like if you're doing an ACH wire or something like that, it could take like 2 weeks to clear. So, but you're going to do your AML KYC. Do not add funds to your account until you have been approved by CNE first. That means once your AML, KYC, and things like that have been confirmed and completed, then you will want to do what you want to do with your account, but not before that, ever. And so if you're interested, there's that. It's crowsnestx.com. You set up your account, takes some time, but it does everywhere. I mean, anywhere that's doing what they need to do, it takes a little time. So plan ahead. Now, some of you guys that aren't familiar, this is a website called DCABTC.com. And what this does, it will actually show you what you could expect or could have expected had you been dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin up to now. And so it's real simple. Basically, over here, you plug in how much. So if I already did this for $50 a week, so let's say I'm buying $50 a week over the last 2 years, okay? And I started 2 years ago, I would be up, the total amount that invested would be $5,250. I would be up to $6,680. I'd be up 27%. Okay, this is seriously like, this is during the bear market. You'd be up 27.25% in the bear market by dollar cost averaging in. So, and the idea of this is, let's say you bought, a lot of people are like, what's the best way to get in and out? The best way to get in and out of a position ultimately is by DCAing in and out. Because you're basically providing yourself a safer average of price instead of just taking hard hits or hard gains. So yes, there's potentially more reward in just going in on a lump sum, potentially. Especially with Bitcoin being as volatile as it is, it can either go your way or not. But because it's so volatile, it's going to go up and down and up and down and up and down. The difference is that how much higher does it go up, then it goes down. And so it's just a safer bet. So let's just say I did that same $50 weekly over 1 year. I'd be negative 20%. Okay, so that has been the last year has been really difficult. So the prices just continued to drop. All right. However, if you had put this money in at the very beginning of the year and left it, you'd be down significantly more. Okay, so it's a much safer play. Now let's say it started 2 years ago. Let's see. I guess 1 year, not sure why that's not working. If I started a year ago and I accumulated for the year, it's not giving me a definitive answer. So that's not good. Let's say, 6 months ago. All right. So if I accumulate for a year and I started 6 months ago, we're halfway into this year, we're up 4%. Now, this is a very simple calculation. Let's say I wanted to do $100 a week. Actually, let's just say monthly. If I did $100 a month over the last 2 years, started 2 years ago, I'd be up 28%. So my $2,500 that I've invested over the last 2 years would now be $3,200 if I invested over the last 2 years. So you can see that dollar cost averaging is ultimately going to be a much easier way to get into a position and then ultimately get out of the position for the same reason. So for those of you that are looking to accumulate Bitcoin, look, I think as we head into the halving, you know, we're getting less than 6 months away from the halving. I think initially, right at the point of the halving, we're likely going to see a little bit of a dip, and then I think it's off to the races. And I think that from that point, it's likely we're going to see a 2-year bull market like we've never seen before. So everything that I'm doing right now, everything that I feel all of you guys should be doing is preparing for that. Most of you guys that are watching this video right now, most of you guys that are watching this video, you guys are familiar now with kind of how the 4-year cycle works. You know, you're familiar with how you know, basically kind of what to expect moving forward. We all know now what we didn't know in 2017, 2018. And so it's really been a matter now of kind of riding out that bear market, riding out that end of cycle dump, right? But now most of us know what to expect. And so what's going to happen is there are so many more of us now that understand the cycle and where things are. And because of that, there are so many more of us that are going to now be out there educating newcomers, drawing more people in. Almost like a multi-level marketing kind of scheme. I mean, if you were to compare Bitcoin's growth to like Amway, it would probably look fairly similar. But this is more of a technology adoption instead of a product adoption, right? And so, you know, if you look at it from that perspective, you can understand why every 4 years, Bitcoin grows significantly more than it did the previous year, because there are more people out there selling it. There are more people out there educating people on what's happening. But it's not like the pet rock where there's this new technology, but it's worthless and it does nothing. It's the fact that the technology is so sound and now tested over a decade that people are so bullish on it and people understand it. And the fact that it's spawned, you know, new second and now third generation technologies moving forward. And so I think it's going to be, I think this next bull run, while I don't think percentage wise in terms of how high is Bitcoin going to go, you know, percent, I don't think it's going up 3,000%, you know, overnight or anything. I think it's going to go up higher than I think we thought it would. That's what I honestly think, because if I put this into perspective, and this isn't financial advice, I want all of you guys out there to do your own research. But this is just my opinion. You know, you've got a lot of people out there trading TA signals, and, you know, they're selling memberships to these, you know, swing trade groups where you buy in and you sell and this and that. These guys lose. Don't let them fool you. Don't act like they all know everything, because they don't. I've seen it. Just about every single one of them take some pretty significant hits when they were wrong. For the average investor, it's safer to DCA, to dollar cost average in over time, hold, and then wait for the top. And I think that because of how much we know now, I think it's going to be easier to dictate where the top of the market is going to be, and make safer bets on when to get in and out of the market. I think now, and it has been time to get in for a while and accumulate. And I think, you know, 2021 perhaps into 2022 is likely, I'm guessing, where the peak of the market is going to hit, and then we're going to start coming down for the next to complete this next cycle. So I'm going to take a quick look at chat and then go back to work. I've got so much going on. I mean, between the exchange and Chainwise, it's been busy, and that's why I haven't been online. I am losing weight though. I don't know if you can really tell, because video makes me look like an ogre no matter what I do, but this plant-based diet is, seriously, I'm down to like 293. Ridiculous. I'm like dropping. And I think my goal is 270. I want to get to 270, and then I'm going to start really hitting the weights and beefing back up to maybe 290. But I want to be shredded. So I don't know. I'll probably never get shredded, but I have to finish my KYC on Crow's Nest. Yes, you do. And well, I'm not going to say anything, but yeah. And if you have questions, just submit a support ticket. If you email support@crowsnestx.com, it creates a ticket in the system. DCA for the win, always. Jason, got a fake email from you the other day from Pro. Yeah, I get a few times a week now. I get people that are emailing me saying, "Hey, your price is a little too high, this and that." And I'm like, I haven't emailed you. I've talked to people because people are spoofing my emails and they're sending out all these email messages trying to get reviews, and they're just ruining my business. I mean, in terms of YouTube, like I can't even really function anymore because these guys are just running around, acting like they're me, trying to sell reviews and paid features and things like that. And it's just they're just total pieces of shit, and most of them are in different countries. And it's like there isn't anything I can do about it. And the problem is that a lot of these companies are so happy to be like, oh, you're going to put us on your channel for this or that, and then they just send the money, and then they find out after the fact because then they respond to the email. So the way email spoofing works, if somebody sends you an email, they can make it look like it came from anybody. I can send you an email from Mel Gibson, right? But when you reply to it, it doesn't go to them, it goes to Mel Gibson. So if they don't ask questions and they just send money, then they just totally screw themselves. And if you're looking at the email, they're all weird. Like none of them are what I do. And so if you just go to YouTube or go to my website, my real handles, emails, contact information, it's all there. So it can be easily verified. So typically it's really the lazy companies that aren't doing any due diligence at all. Those are the ones that are getting nabbed. And it's sad, but it's like people email me all the time. Like, I got this email from somebody pretending to be you. You need to do something about this. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I can't police people in, 20 countries across the world pretending to be me. There just really isn't anything I can do about it. No, don't. What's up, David Wiggins? Glad to see you, man. I just got braces yesterday, and now I'm on a straight liquid diet. Gonna drop them pounds quick. Yeah, you probably will. A straight liquid diet. And the one thing that I also wanted to say before I go is, whatever money, like, never invest more in anything than you can truly afford to lose, should anything happen. If President Trump were to come out tomorrow and be like, we're banning Bitcoin across the globe, it's not gonna, if anything, that would just make Bitcoin more valuable, to be frank, but you would struggle to find a place to liquidate it. But at the same time, that's kind of the whole point. Like, if different governments were to come out and be like, oh, Bitcoin's going to be illegal now, which I really don't think is going to happen. They could have done that already if they were going to do that. It would be a situation where it would probably drive up the price of Bitcoin to a pretty significant degree, and then it would just become an underground currency that you would never be able to cash out into fiat. But at that point, when Bitcoin is truly worth what I expect it to be worth in the future, like next 5-10 years, people aren't going to be cashing it out into fiat anymore anyway. And so it really is wise for these governments to create their own digital cryptocurrency, their own state money, if you will. We should be using like Apple Pay, things like that, using crypto, not fiat. We need to get rid of the fiat system, plain and simple. It's broken, it's inflationary, it's damaging. Just holding your money in a bank means it's worth less and less every day. It's just a terrible system, and it only benefits the major banking cartels that are in control of it, and the Fed, like the Federal Reserve, and all of that. That's who it benefits. This go watch Zeitgeist if you haven't seen it, or is it Zeitgeist 2? I don't remember which one is more about like the economy and the financial system, but it's truly eye-opening. I watched it years ago, and it's amazing, and everybody needs to watch it. And it's because of this system that Bitcoin is as popular as it is, and why so many people like me are out here talking about blockchain technology, talking about cryptocurrencies, talking about the technology, and how it's not just going to change the financial world using with a new instrument, but just all the different markets that it's disrupting. And I think it's insanely important And I think the education of the public is insanely important. You know, I was talking to my partners about Crow's Nest, where once Crow's Nest really starts kicking off, because outside of my channel, we're not promoting it. We're not talking about it much yet. I want to get through Chainwise or other things that I want to get done first, and then you're going to start seeing Crow's Nest everywhere. But for right now, I'm just playing it slow. You guys are pretty much the only people that even know about it. And I'm fine with that. So, but, you know, there's going to come a time when I want to be able to invest in the education in more formal methods in educating the public. Kind of like others have done where, you know, you're kind of rewarded for educating yourself on the crypto space. I want to be doing some things similar. So, you know, we'll just have to see how it all works out. Happy Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have a great time. It's very unlikely that I'm going to be live tomorrow. It's Thursday now. Tomorrow's Friday. I plan to enjoy my weekend. If I told you that I was grinding all week, it would be an understatement. But I am learning a lot. In full disclosure, I'm working on a P&L for Crow's Nest, and to do a P&L like one of my investors sent me, and my partner, it is very, very detailed, down to like postage costs and things like that. It's ridiculous. But in that, it's really figuring out like your cost per customer and just a lot of stuff. And I've been doing a lot of research on my competitors to better understand where they get their traffic, how they get their traffic. I will say, Hack Crypto. I don't have it ready. I wasn't even prepared to talk about this, but he did a really, really good video on some of like the social metrics and things like that. And it was very, very helpful. And it pointed me to a really cool website that I now use for online research. So, yeah, man, software should do it for you. You know, I have an Excel sheet that auto calculates things. It's not even necessarily the like plugging the numbers in. It's coming up with the numbers that are accurate, and projections that actually make sense and are feasible. And so to try and predict a P&L or like customer acquisition projections and things like that over a year or 2 years in the cryptocurrency space, given how it is virtually impossible. So I'm just kind of I'm trying to play it very conservative, and because I know it's like I've got, you know, after like 6 months of doing everything that I want to do, I mean, I have it set up that we'll get like 35,000 new users. I mean, you could get 1 million in a day, like, so it's all very conservative, but that's just, I'd rather be extremely conservative than not. Can Dent Wireless reach 2 cents on the next bull run? I hope so. I hope so. I think a lot of these projects are probably going to do pretty well. Dent right now, I mean, it has a long way to go. I don't even remember what it's hold on, let me see if it shows up here. Let me look this up real quick out of curiosity. I don't think I have all the filters on for that, but it's break even. Come on, where's the data? Percent down from all-time high. Well, the data's not in here. I don't know what the hell these guys are doing. Maybe Dent didn't pay him enough money. Such a great website, and I just feel like it's just, you know, some of these websites offer really good information, but they're just trying to nail everybody for money. And it's just like, come on. You can make plenty of money and then provide a solid service to the public. I actually joined this website. Like, I pay for the extra data because of what I do. So it makes sense for me, but it's a shame that whatever. It is what it is. I don't know. We'll have to see. Break even doesn't mean crap. Old news. I disagree. I absolutely disagree. I think the projects that are still working, doing well, pushing forward, making new developments, have maintained their teams. I think that they're going to meet their original all-time high and exceed them in the future. That's what I think. I think it does. I think original all-time high doesn't mean squat for projects that have just fallen to the wayside. Those are the projects that I don't think all-time high means anything. That's old news. You're right, because they're not going to go anywhere. They're not accomplishing anything. They're not doing anything. But in the height of the next parabolic bull run, when the market is going absolutely insane and people are looking for all the places to make the best gains, if you don't think that a lot of these projects are going to go skyrocketing, I think you're nuts. I do. I think you're nuts. And I think there are going to be a lot less new projects entering the space because of the competition they're going to have with the projects that have already come before them. And I think that the money going into new markets, because the whole sentiment to ICOs has changed. And so I don't think we're going to see the crazy FOMO into new ICO projects that we used to see, because it was new and everybody got burned to a degree. And now everybody's waiting for the prices to go back up to where they originally got in. And a lot of the people didn't sell at a loss. They've been holding strong through the bear market, waiting for the markets to come back up. If you invested in complete and utter shit coins, well, those prices may not go back up to a position where you're going to be profitable. But even those projects are likely to get pumped multiple times over the next bull market, or this bull market, if you will. So we just have to wait and see. I mean, we're learning a lot. Every day we're learning new things about how the market functions and folds and where things work and don't work and so forth and so on. And I'm excited about the future. I think things look really good. I think things are starting to perk up. It's a shame Superman threw his cards on the table and said, I'm out for a while. I think he's going to come back when the market starts to heat up again. He's taking a break. But for those of us where crypto is our life and our livelihood, we can't take a break. We've got to push forward. We've got to continue educating, continue learning, and hope for the best. I'm very bullish. So until next time, guys, I appreciate you. I love you all. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. Grow your coins, and I will see you again soon.